All right, so we're working on the old Honda PA50 here. This is the PA50 version 1. It's the slow version. Let's just break it right down to that. And I bought a TJT Variator, and this is the unit right here. It's got a brass bushing on the inside that this should ride on the existing clutch bell. Now, when I took this thing apart this afternoon, this was a little corroded, but overall it looked pretty good. I've been cleaning it up with a little bit of effort here. But the problem is that the clutch bell on the PA50 is just a little bit different than I think everything else, and it just doesn't fit inside this bushing. It would go on, but you really had to forcibly push it on there, and it was definitely not going to variate smoothly back and forth as you were spinning up the motor. So what I've gone ahead and done here is kind of come up with a little trick. So I put the 36 mil nut that usually sits on the face of the ramp plate back on the stem here, and I took the DeWalt impact wrench here and just set it to the medium speed with a 36 millimeter cobalt socket. And you can see essentially this just fits right on here like this. And what that does allow me to spin this. Of course, it's free because the clutch isn't engaging. And that actually allows me to basically mill down just a little bit of material on that stem of the clutch bell so that this TJT can move smoothly. So I wanted to share this. I thought it was pretty tricky. We just stack up a few parts to get it kind of level, so you can use two hands here. Spin this, get that spinning, and then use an abrasive of your choice. Now, I've been using a Craftsman mill file, and this is actually pretty nice too. So take the Craftsman mill file, and it actually rests on the pedal axle here. And what you can actually do is start spinning it and just kind of move this back and forth across here to take a little bit of material off. Now, this is going to be way quicker than using the sandpaper that I was trying to do this with. I really needed to remove some decent amount of material to get the TJT to actually slide on here smoothly. Now, I'm getting pretty close, but what you can do is as it's spinning, just move this back and forth and keep it consistent, so back and forth here, so that you don't end up with a high spot or a low spot, and pretty soon this should be ready to take that TJT. Now, I've already gone ahead and spun that quite a bit, and you can see it's getting pretty polished up here. I'm still going to touch it up with some sandpaper. But this TJT is now sliding on. It needs just a little bit more for it to variate smoothly. So I'm going to continue there. But just a real neat little trick here to getting this thing to size down for the aftermarket Variator. All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. We'll talk to you later. Okay, so we polished it up, and I took some 600 grit sandpaper and touched that guy up. Just spun it real good. So the face is looking pretty clean now. We've got a pretty good finish on there. It's fairly smooth. Obviously, you can see some ridges from that file. This is just a file that I had in the toolbox. But here's the TJT, which did not fit on the bell before. And I want to show you just how much difference this makes with just a little bit of work. So now I can slide that on, and it moves back and forth nice and easy, which is what I wanted to achieve here. So I'm not sure if this needs to be lubricated. I need to look at the manual again, or if it just rides on that brass bushing and that's all that it takes. But I think I might polish it up just a little bit more, see if I can make that finish just a little bit smoother, and see if we can really get this thing humming along. So thanks for checking it out again. This is kind of just a proof of concept here. I needed to come up with a easy way to do this with the tools that I had in the garage.